Right, the first thing I'm going to do with this look today is I'm going to mix up my foundation, which is the Face Atelier in number 7. I apologise for my throat. I went to a party last night and I must have been talking quite loud, so I've kind of lost my voice a little bit. And what I'm going to do is mix it with, this is the Champagne Ultra Sheer. 1 drop of that to maybe 2 drops of your foundation should be fine. Add more if you want to, and that just gives a nice natural look. And I kind of use that all over. Start on the inner part of the face and work out. And you can already see a little bit of that shimmer coming through. And it's just where you want it as well. So under the eyes is great the day after. I'm not going to put foundation everywhere. I'm just going to put it where I think I need it, which is to cover a tiny bit of redness on the cheeks and the chin. But you only really need to put foundation where you actually need it. So I'm just going to stick to those areas, which is normally here, around the nose, a bit on the forehead, a bit on the chin. And you can see the rest of the skin is looking fine, so I'm really not going to mess with that at all. But I'm going to blend all over to give me a nice cover. This is the e.l.f. angled foundation brush, and I quite like that for this sort of application. It's soft but dense. I've got enough of everything really. And then just any other sort of redness that you want to cover, just add an extra layer. This is my kind of everyday foundation now. I do like it for this. I tend not to put this over my eyes though. It doesn't really interact that well with eye products at all. Now I think I said it before, but this foundation is wonderful, medium to full coverage, but where you have a few darker spots, like I have a few little leftover marks from a few spots, you need something extra. And that extra for me is a fantastic little pencil. It's the e.l.f. Studio. This one is the medium shade, and it is the blending concealer pencil. And you can see where I need it is just a few tiny little areas. Great colour for me. And I get so many comments and emails from people who are the same colour as me, and it makes their choices easier. This is by Petra, and this is called the Lustrous Eye Primer. Now you can get these online, but I bought this one on a sale. I think it was a sale in their shop, which is just off Carnaby Street in London, but there are concessions now in Boots. It's quite shimmery, so it's really nice for, you can use it as a highlight as well, but you can see what it's done. It's gone ooh, and boosted my eyelids, so they now sort of show a bit better. But really I just want it for its priming capability. It's really kind of thin, which is very different to primers I've used on the eyelids in the past. It's thin and gives you this lovely sort of silky veil over your eyelids, but it will crease if you just use it on its own. So unfortunately you now have to put something matte over the top to lock it down and to act as a base for your eyeshadows. So let me just grab a flat brush, and I'm using e.l.f. and this is Innocence, or Innocent, can't remember the exact name. And it's a matte creamy shade, and it's wonderful for just locking down all over the eyelid. Just quickly take a little bit, tap it off and pop it on. Unfortunately that knocks back some of the shimmer, it really does. But them's the rules, I'm afraid, that you have to use something matte. Otherwise everything's going to kind of slip and slide, because shimmery things are more sort of slippy. I always feel a bit more with it once I've actually filled in my eyebrows, just because they're in that in-between stage where you can see that one really needs to do a bit more growing. That one's looking better. So I'm going to start with that one. Start with the under the arch to give yourself that definite line, and that gives me the control. And then, this looks a bit weird, work backwards against the direction of your hair. This takes a little bit of practice, but that way you're not just slicking over the top of the hairs, you're actually getting it under the skin, under the hairs and onto the skin, which is much better. And it fuzzes up your eyebrows, but it is much better. So once you've done that, just give it a comb through. This pencil is by Glitter Gal, and it's actually the perfect colour for me. I have not found another pencil that is black-brown and good enough. So I've kind of done the main bit, and then you need to decide how you want the ends to look. Just grab my mirror and see what I'm doing. And I kind of work in little circles, gradually filling in where I want it to look more filled in. And then round them. So now that's done, I'm going to take some eyeshadow and go into the crease, so kind of a nice natural look. It's what I do best, I think. And I'm going to use, this is an OCC pigment, so obsessive compulsive pigment, and it's called Brass Tacks. Now OCC is something you can find in some makeup shops, but also online, and you can find it from Love Makeup amongst other places. And I'm just using this small brush to go into the crease, and that's about it. You can just see it's added a little bit, and I'm going to build that up so we get a nice intense colour. So onto the outer corner and into the crease, not blending, just placing at the moment. Open the eye, pop it in, really work it into the crease. Like that. You can see that's kind of, it's really brought the eye out. Give that some softness. Blend that across the lid. Really bring that in. So I'm going to make a video shortly of something someone requested, which was a basic makeup kit. If you were to throw all of your makeup away and wanted to start again, what are the items that I would recommend? Or if you have something you want to add to your collection, or you just want some advice on that, then I'm going to just do a little video about that. It's in the pipeline. Hopefully I'll get that done very soon. I think that would be the most helpful thing. So this is kind of a daytime smoky. Smokies don't have to be black, they just kind of have to be slightly bold. Now next up I'm going to just use a little bit of liquid eyeliner. This is just a Graffiti eyeliner pen by Eyeko. And for me, keep it really, really close to the lashes so you can barely see it. And I kind of look down and I see where the apex of the lid is, so the part where it goes up and down. The apex is the highest point, and that's where I start my liner. And if you have round eyes like me, that's what's going to flatten them out a bit and give them more of a square edge. Remember to stick really close to the lashes. There, you can see that's added a nice heaviness without that big thick flick, which just doesn't look great for a daytime look. Now let's add a little bit to the edge. The way to do this, there's loads of different ways you can do it, is to push up your eyelashes and see, so this is what it's going to be like when they're curled. Push up your eyelashes and see where they go to. So with mine, they're going to go to about here. That sounds more complicated than it needs to, it's not. Just give it a go. and then gently trace it out. So that's our friendly flick. You can see it, but it's not massively obvious. And what it's done is it's made my eyes look kind of sort of elongated, kind of cat eye-ish, without, I don't feel it's too much. A liquid liner which is really heavy, I just don't think my eyes can carry it. But anyway, now I'm going to take this look to completion, and to do it I'm going to use this blush, which is new, and I bought it from the makeup shop, which is in Carnaby Street in London, and this is just not picking up how amazing this blush is. If I bring it over, you'll see it's a gorgeous corally colour with gold reflets in it. It's just super, and boy is it pigmented. So when using this, lift a tiny bit off, tap off, and then buff onto the cheeks. Then begin to sweep. So that was just one weeny tap. This blush is going to last me forever. Now the makeup shop, makeup store, well, it's called Oh So Fresh anyway, and I would recommend it. It is gorgeous. I haven't tried any of their other products, but I was in there with a friend, and she we got her a nice tinted foundation type product, really nice light one, so she was very happy with that. So this look is coming together. I love blusher, it's just fab. Let's blend it down nicely. It looks a lot heavier on camera than it actually is. In reality, it's not that deep. It does look like I piled it on, but to me, looking in my mirror, it looks kind of natural. Sort of looking. Right, well, difficult to believe. Next up is a touch of HD powder, which I know is not to everyone's taste, but it is a fabulous product for this kind of work. So I'm just going to take it on a flat kabuki, just take a touch, tap it off, and you'll see immediately it just smooths, refines, locks down any shine, and fills in any fine lines. I have a few appearing here, and it does a magnificent job of covering those. Now, a lot of people say they can't tell the difference, and let me be honest with you, this product is good for photography and for women of a certain age. So if you don't have any wrinkles or big pores or anything like that, you're really not going to see anything. But for someone like me, I feel it takes 5 years off, which is wicked. But go very gently with it, because it can look a little ghostly, especially if you are brown skinned like me. Now what's going to make me happy is a nice bright lippy. So I'm going to use this, which is a lip tar, again from Obsessive Compulsive, and this has a very strange name. It's NSFW. Not sure what that means, but okay, one caveat is these are packed with pigment. So, two things: don't use too much, don't apply straight from the tube, and also use a lip lock pencil or it does bleed. So here's my lip lock pencil. It's basically a waxy barrier, a clear waxy barrier that just keeps lipstick from bleeding. Okay, and just grab a bit by squeezing it up and onto the tube. You can put it onto the back of your hand, but as long as you get enough on the top, and you need hardly any, a quick swipe and dab. It's thin and oily, but dries quite incredibly fast. There, quite bright. It's more of a cherry red in reality. It's coming out quite orangey on here, very vibrant. but that was the tiniest bit on my brush. And it goes quite far. Like so. It's quite a statement lip. I do really like it. Now if you want to juice that up a bit, blot it, let it dry a little bit, and then add a gloss over the top. And I do have the clear lip tar. If you want to use something more shimmery, that looks quite nice and natural, but I wanted to keep this quite matte, so I'm not going to use a gloss over the top. Is to curl the lashes, like so. This is kind of a weird new curler I have, but it's great because it's very portable, but it does take a bit of getting used to. But it gives a really good curl. Now for this we need to curl the lashes to the max because we want them to be flush with the friendly flicked out liner, which is an Alva one. It's lovely, it's glossy, it's black. It gives you a bit of good volume, excellent separation, nice creamy sort of glossy formula. Coats the lashes well, doesn't flake. It's not waterproof, but it is water resistant, which I prefer because it doesn't flake, it doesn't make my lashes look or feel crispy. Really work the root. And then flick those lashes outwards, so sweep them off to the side. Like so. Now this is pretty much a classic makeup artist look because it shows technical skill. Red lips are not easy to maintain, flicked out eyeliner that looks good, very natural blending. So this is kind of a classic makeup artist look. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.